What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Team 69 Crew channel. My name is Midget, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the best damage dealer class in Elder Scrolls. Now, if you cast your minds back to a couple of weeks ago, I did make what would be the best tank class, and that video is on my channel, so if you want to go and find that, then obviously go and find that if you want to be a tank. But this is purely if you want to be more of a damage dealer on Elder Scrolls Online, and this is not for PvP, this is for PvE. So this is good for group dungeons, group delves, stuff like that. So basically we'll start with the restoration staff. Now, the reason why I use a restoration staff on my damage dealer class is because the damage dealing effects use a lot of magicka, whereas I can balance out a few healing things with converted to stamina. So it's always good to be able to heal yourself as well as do a lot of damage. I find that's sort of my style of playing. So like I say, I'll start with the restoration staff, and the first thing you need to get for that is healing springs. The reason for getting healing springs is purely because it summons restoring spirits to your staff, which heals all of your allies in the target area for 842 of their max health. Now that's good because instead of it being a sort of a synergy, it's an area of effect. So whatever allies you have standing within the area you cast the magic, they're gonna restore 840 plus of their max health. Alongside this, I also use quick siphon, which is obviously morphed from the previous version of it, but this is basically a quick action, and it does restore health to allies, but it also takes health off the enemy that you decide to cast it on. And basically any ally that attacks the enemy you've cast a spell on also regain health as well as magicka, and that's good obviously so they can keep their attacks going with whatever skills they have equipped. I then also use something called Congulating Blood, which is in Dragonic Power. Now the reason for using this is because it's a self-heal. This only uses stamina, and this is good for if you're in like a 1v6 sort of situation, and rather than having to heal a group of people, you can just heal yourself. It doesn't use as much magicka up, and it is really effective. I then also use Consuming Trap, which is, I think, in Fighters Guild, and basically, no, Consuming Trap, sorry, that is Mages Guild, I think. No, it's not. Where is it? Consuming Trap. Where the hell is Consuming Trap? Soul Magic. That's the one. Do bear with me there. Basically, Consuming Trap, it refills empty soul gems, which is really handy if you obviously need to collect a load of soul gems for doing the dungeons and stuff in. It also does magic and damage to them, so obviously it's also used as an effective damage dealing effect with your restoration staff. And at the same time as that, I have Igneous Shield, which is also in Earthen Heart, and basically this is like a shield of rock that surrounds you and up to 3 other allies, so it gives them a damage shield of up to, I think it's 100% of their health or 50% of their health, so they can take more damage whilst the shield's active, and then obviously manage to regain a load of health whilst doing that. Now for the main part, I'll switch to the Destruction Staff, which is the main part of this class, and this is the stuff you do all the damage with. Now you want to go for obviously Destruction Staff abilities, and my personal traits are Unstable Wall of Elements and Elemental Drain. Elemental Drain is something that surrounds the enemy and increases the spell penetration of you and your allies by 5,200 for 20 seconds, and that's really good for just obviously exposing an enemy to all the damage you can do to them between you and your allies. And Unstable Wall of Elements is basically for instance, I use a lightning staff, so when I slam it on the floor, a massive carpet of lightning comes out in front of me, and it shocks, stuns, and disorientates the enemy, and then explodes and does damage, which is really good. So with that as well, I also have these are something that's sort of more area of effect and good for group dungeons again. I have something called Burning Talons, which is something I can tap, and if there's a group of enemies, doesn't matter how many there are, I can call up a load of claws and it will stick them to the floor and do burning damage whilst it's active. It sticks them to the floor so they can't move, and any ally that's near it can actually walk up to it and use something called Implosion, which is basically an explosion effect of the claws that deals extra damage whilst it's actually in effect. After that we have, I think we have Volcanic Rune, which is in Mages Guild. Now, Volcanic Rune, basically this is the morph version of Volcanic Rune. The first version is like a circle you throw of blue fire. When the enemies walk inside the area, obviously a blue flame comes up and does damage. The Volcanic Rune, which is the morph, is the same thing, but instead of just dealing flame damage, it also has an explosion, so it can send enemies into the air, and it can send up to groups of 10 enemies into the air if you can get the shot right, which is really good. And for everyone you damage, you also regain magicka, which is also good for your magicka recovery, so you can keep chucking more skill things down. We then also have Rearming Trap, which is in Fighters Guild. Now, Rearming Trap is the morph version of Bear Trap, and basically what this is, it's sort of like the Burning Talons, where you throw it on the floor, the enemies walk into it and they get stuck for 20.7 seconds. The morph of it is obviously, like I say, Rearming Trap. So basically when the enemy walks into the trap normally, the trap will activate, and then when it's sort of used its time of cast, basically it rearms itself, and a second enemy can come and walk onto it as well, so you can do 2 damages to 2 enemies with the same trap, which is really handy for keeping enemies like even more damaged or just stuck to the floor, whilst it gives you a chance to attack other people. I also use Dawnbreaker, which is my ultimate, and basically this is something that's quite good. It doesn't cost anything in magicka or anything, or stamina. It's basically a massive sword that you dispense a massive beam of light in front of you, which is good against Undaunted and Undead, and basically it just does a massive ground pound. Shit goes mad and people get damaged massively. I didn't say, but for restoration stuff I use Werewolf. This is really handy if you're wanting to have something that gives you more health as well, because this can actually give you health whilst it's slotted. As you can see, this restores 100% of my stamina. This where's the other one? There's one that restores health. There's increased weapon damage by 18. There is a health one as well, but I don't know where the fuck it is. Basically when it's slotted, it gives you all of the stamina, health, magicka, whatever you're casting, it gives you it back straight away, and because it's slotted it works even when it's not being equipped. Also as well, I would suggest that within these different sort of skill trees as such, ones you use, make sure you do up these skill points in sort of like the what they call the passive abilities. You want to make sure you can fill them up as quick as you can, because the more bonuses you can get from doing the stuff you've got equipped, the better. So yeah, hopefully this guys has helped you out if you want sort of like a balanced destruction class with a bit of self-healing and group healing. This is my style of play, and obviously it works for quite a lot of other people that use it as well. You can decide to use 2 destruction staffs if you want to take off the restoration class and just be purely damage, and that does work as well. So obviously if you put more destruction stuff skills on along with some other skills to complement them, you'd be obviously rocking the shit when you use this character. But I personally like to use health and destruction at the same time. So like I say, hope you enjoy this video guys, and it's helped you out for making a decent class on ESO. Like I say, it's a PvE, not a PvP character, so hopefully this will help you out. And like I say, I do have a tank class guide on my channel as well. If you want to go and head there, you can go and find that on my channel. If you prefer to be a tank, and I'll give you sort of like a walkthrough step by step on what to be using weapon wise and skill wise to be effective with it. And yeah, hopefully, like I say, you enjoy this video, and I'll see you next time. If you're new here, subscribe, like the video below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.